What's up guys, Foax back here with another video this week. By popular demand, I'm going to be trying to show everybody how I did my custom Lian Darkfoax case with the LCD screen side panel mod. And it's also been 3 or 4 months, so it's about time that this bitch needs to get a good cleaning. You can see that it still looks pretty clean, but it definitely needs a touch up. The screen's kind of filthy on the outside. It's just collected a lot of dust. Yeah, you can see all that right there. You can kind of see already how I did the paneling and the wires, but yeah, let's get into this video. Let's start it up. Alright, so as one of the first things that I wanted to do originally was put a screen right here on the front, but I really couldn't find anything small enough that I could make work or that was, deemed feasible for my knowledge. So I just went with the one on the side with the Dell 1905 FP, I believe. If at some point, Google it, they're relatively cheap. I luckily found some at a local lawyer shop for free. But like I was saying too, also it is dirty. I need to clean the fuck out of this thing. 2 graphics cards so I can power everything, power all the screens. You can see kind of how I have some of the wires going in all through the little slots right there. Everything's kind of tucked away. You'll get kind of a better view as I go on with cleaning it out. I left the screen protectors on too because I did not want to fuck up the glass, so I didn't feel like pulling off that plastic. But you're going to need several Phillips screwdrivers, some wire cutters, and trimmers, some zip ties. Most important thing, the Scotch clear mounting squares that are a 1/4 pound weight holding. Now you see this Gorilla Tape here, this double stick Gorilla Tape. Do not use it at all costs, but you will need that white electrical tape. You're going to need a lot of it. You're also possibly going to need those alligator clips. I don't remember what brand they are, but that Gorilla Tape, oh god, don't use that Gorilla Tape. It ruined my first screen. But yeah, you're going to need these alligator clips here if you don't have a static guard, or if you just want to make yourself like a protective band. You're going to need to make some sort of do with cleaning cloths. If you do have a screen, you're going to need these iPhone tools to tear it down. It's just your basic stuff. Some heat shrink tubing for all the wiring and stuff after you get done doing the work. A tape measure to measure your glass, measure your screens, make sure that all fits together. And probably a towel to do all that on. I don't have a screen to do the actual repair like I was saying, but there's plenty of YouTube videos on how to tear down the screen. It's easy. So I'm going to start by taking the top off, showing you guys the inside. It is really bad. Yep. Super dusty. All the wiring's done. I'm using zip ties right now to hold everything. So I'm using zip ties to hold everything up, and it does need to be cleaned really bad, and I need to replace all this electrical tape. But you can see I have all the wires pretty much covered in white tape and tucked away, make it at least as least noticeable as possible. But I have my DVI cord going all the way down through the back and out the bottom into my GTX. I'm sorry, no, GTX 1060 Ti for the Win Edition, and then my 1080 Ti for the Win Edition EVGA or EVGA, whatever anybody wants to call it. Doesn't matter. No one cares. Let's go ahead and take this glass panel off. And let's see, we're gonna get at it, and oh god, it's even worse than I thought. Oh yeah, the back of the LCD screen is just covered in dirt. Playing a lot of video games or Bitcoin mining, that will happen relatively quickly. But yeah, you can see all the lights, how they all have a sticky back, so they just stick straight to the inside of the case. Was not very difficult. You can get these at any store, or you can get them online. You can see everything suspended and how all my wires are going through all the slots. It was really easy to tuck all this stuff in. If you don't have all the radiators and stuff I have, you might be way easier. I did end up filling this thing up, putting as many hard drives and stuff in it as possible. But yeah, you can see how I have everything kind of is hanging, trying to get it out of the way, give myself as much space as possible so everybody could see, or you could see into it. Try to make it, like, hey, where's the cable for the, for the screen. Tried to cover these in white tape. You can already see there that butcher needs to be cleaned up. But that everything was covered in white tape, just also to protect it. But if it was visible, so it would reflect light and you could see the picture even better. I'm not into painting the stuff, but we also have the controller on top there, so in case we needed to manually turn it on. Went ahead and took that side panel off, and oh gosh, the top of that video card is just filthy. All these fans are. But oh yeah, so this is the power cable, and that one was silver, so I didn't have to worry about it. It reflects plenty of light. You can see that cable there. I just took a lot of electrical tape, and I'm gonna fix that up and kind of make a little bit more white, so that way it'll reflect the picture a little better. Most of the time, as long as you have plenty of white lights, even the whiter the better on the light spectrum, it will tend to show any picture just fine. Oh gosh, I'm very terrified. I can't believe I let it get this bad of all the dust. Oh, it's gonna take a minute to clean. I gotta get all these cables out. Now the cable management was a bitch, trying to hide everything and make it look nice and neat because there's so many cables running everywhere. Trying to tuck a monitor motherboard in here with the power cable and the video cable was a bit difficult. It's not made for it. Maybe one of the bigger cases you might have an easier time doing it, but this one was definitely a struggle. Over here on the back of the LCD screen glass panel, you can see how the ribbon and everything is just hanging down right now. You can see all the dust built up. You can see around the border and everything. I just used electrical tape to hold it the back up to kind of cover up most of the clear glass. The main thing is you want to watch out for these ribbons up here, folding this up and down, because it will break so easily. It is a big deal, and you don't really want to tape those. You just want to kind of put something up like these trading cards that I have here, because those will kind of make everything a little bit easier for you. Let's see. You can see here in the corners, I have put one square right there. Hasn't come loose or anything, still looks good. Put another one up there in that corner, and another one in that corner, and one in the other corner there in the bottom. And that literally holds the weight of the screen. It's not that heavy, it's super light. You'd be surprised how much of it literally is just the glass and light and other shit that's on the actual monitor. But other than that, I'm going to give all this a pretty good cleaning. You want to be delicate too with these wires because they will break. That's what happened to my first one I did. I put it on the bottom of this monitor, flipped it the other way around with the wires at the bottom, and when I took it out, it broke. So it was not the greatest idea, but hey, that's what you do. You learn from your mistakes. So I also recommend having 2 monitors. So if you fuck up, you can try again. Next, I think we're gonna be looking at doing maybe a time lapse. I don't know. Maybe I'll clean it first. We'll figure it out. I need to start taking all this stuff out and cleaning it. I think that's what I'll probably do. Just go ahead and take it out and clean it up, make it look nice. But yeah, I'll show you guys more once I get this out, because right now it is kind of hard to show everything in there. But I believe you do need both motherboards. I couldn't figure a way to make it come on without both motherboards. It could just be the way I wired it, but I was trying to go off of a diagram and some of my uncle's help. But yeah, let me just go ahead and that's basically me pulling the monitor off the side panel, taking pictures of everything. It was a big process pulling all this apart, but it wasn't too bad. Just kind of let you guys go and watch this for a minute. I flipped around the fans this time to pull air into the case from the radiator because I found that a lot of dust accumulated on the radiator from the other way, from when the fans are blowing through the radiator out the side panel. It seems like it works better this way because it vents from the top, and just seems to work a lot better already. If you're a Bitcoin miner or gamer, it stays cooler. I don't have to worry about my rig getting way too hot or anything. I can even overclock it a little bit more now. But yeah, you can see I used the top rails up here to mount it, mount the first motherboard, and the second motherboard. Use the same process, mount that up there. You get everything nice and snug so it doesn't move around too much. And reran every wire back through here. And I'll give you guys a close-up on those wires here in a minute. I'm just kind of putting everything back together. Alright, so these wires here. What I recommend is probably pause the video here in a minute, but I'll try to explain it as quickly and as good as possible. You're only going to need some of these wires. This is the actual main power cord that supplies the monitor with power that comes from the actual power. Oh damn it, I can't even think of it. It comes from the power supply that's built into the monitor. But you're only going to need the two that I have actually put heat shrink on. These wires right here. Pause the video right now and look at all these colors. Don't need those. Now, don't just randomly cut them all off real short. Look at the bottom down here and you're going to want to know exactly which ones to cut. So I would say pause that and use right there. I have gray, blue, and white. And that goes to the white or black or whatever, or the white or the black or red of your power cable that you're going to be using. And then these other ones over here, these purples and stuff, I'll show you those in just a second. But that's going to go to your other side of your USB power supply cord that you're going to be using. And from what I could tell, you have to have all of these. So that white, blue, and gray, those three go to one side. So that's going to go to your positive or your negative of your USB cord. Now the purple, the black, let me see if I can flip that around here. Hold on, that gray is going to go to your positive or negative. These ones in the center don't go to nothing. You're not going to need those. You just tape them up, move them out of the way. So that black, that orange, that red, that purple, and there's another black. Those are going to be the ones you're going to need to put the other end of your USB cord power, the red or the black cord coming out of that of your USB cord to these cords here. Why all of them? That's what I found finally worked after testing everything with my multimeter to find out what had power. Putting all those had power and all the other ones didn't. Now, yes, I need to clean this up. It does look like crap. I would say pause this area numerous times. Look at the wires. Be very careful before doing this, because if you only have one monitor and it's two different monitors, it will fuck up. Honestly, if you want an easier wiring diagram that just tells you exactly which one's the 5-volt plus and which one's the negative, get the Dell 1907 FP or FC, I think. It's also a square monitor. The motherboard on there is just one single motherboard, and it will tell you the actual wiring diagram, and there's only like 3 or 4 wires you actually need. So this is the actual motherboard that you have to plug in. That gives you picture and everything. It's relatively small and lightweight. You can see that it only has the DVI and the VGA cable, but that's alright. It's just a cheap side panel. It's just kind of for decoration. So, but from what I could tell, this only has the USBs. I don't know if they work. I don't think they do, because all the cords have been cut that supply any information back to that motherboard. So, and if it does work, let me know. Or if you make it work, let me know how to do that too. And if you figure out how to not even have that motherboard attached, let me know, because I honestly hate having it. But I couldn't figure out how to get this one to work without it. You have to have it. If you figure it out, let me know. But I couldn't figure it out. So, but I'm gonna try to redo this tape and get a little bit more white on this motherboard so it'll reflect a little bit better. I wish I could use those USBs. It'd be nice. Alright, so you can see here on the back side how I kind of ran the cable through around the radiator down. Tried to hide as much as possible, because it was I think a 4 or 5 foot long HDMI converter cable. But I have that going into the GTX 1050 Ti for the Win Edition from EVGA. And this is the end of my USB cable that supplies the power to my monitor. And you can see here it's just a regular USB cable, nothing special. Just used to be an old phone charger. Cut it, and it had a red and a black, positive and negative, and that's what you're going to need to tie your power onto. Let's see here. Now, this is what I normally use when I have the monitor on. It is a Samsung fast charging wall outlet for the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, and I believe it does 9 volts. Let me get it kind of focused here. Give me a second. There we go. Alright, so yeah, it looks like it does maximum of 9 volts, 5 to 9 volts, and that's exactly what you're going to need for this, because if you have anything lower, it's not going to output enough power. It'll just cause the screen to keep flashing, and you'll be like, what the fuck, it's broken. But no, it's just your power supply. You need a 5 to 9 volt power supply, so that way you can even turn all the power up, the contrast, brightness, and everything up, and you're not gonna have to worry about power issues. I need to start kind of putting this back together. Still pretty dirty. I got everything kind of cleaned up though. Need to clean the inside of there, dust that up still. Trying to see those LED lights, those all wrap around. It's not too big a deal. And then I just have the USBs coming out the back, and you can plug those into the motherboard and they will be powered, but they'll flicker. That's why I have another USB dongle that I plug them into. For some reason they don't flicker afterwards. But for taking apart your monitor and stuff, you're gonna need these tools there, a lot of that, to get all the dust off. And it's really not too hard. There's plenty of videos online. But these are going to be your biggest thing. You're going to need these Scotch clear mounting squares. It says they're removable. They seem to be working fine for me, but you can see I've only used 4. They work really well. I thought I was going to need more, but 4 is what I used. Like I said, do not use this fucking Gorilla Glue shit, black or clear. It fucking sucks. It'll stick to the glass. You have to break the old monitor. If you use a screen and you use that on it and you have to take it off, good luck, because it'll break the screen. Didn't break the glass, but it was a painful process, and it's because I broke those ribbons right there. I had them on the bottom and I fucked up. That's why I put it there. so I wouldn't fuck up again. Other than that, it's a pretty easy mod. It took me probably because I did this and built a computer all at the same time, so it probably took me 2 or 3 days to get everything done the way I liked it, taking everything apart, but putting everything on really is super easy now. I don't have to worry about anything breaking. The only thing I had to worry about this time was my zip ties. I had them up too high, so I had to kind of trim them down, push them, and make them work. But other than that, yeah, I finally got everything going. I need to kind of clean that glass a little bit more, and here in just a minute I'll kind of show you the back side of it. Got everything cleaned back up, looking nice. Get it plugged in here in a minute. But yeah, you can see I did not put any black tape right there on the ribbons. That's mostly because the last time I did, I think that's what actually caused them to break, and they got smashed because the tape stuck and caused it to squish. If you find a better way to do it, and because you want it upside down, I mean, it's not too big a deal. I literally just had to rotate the screen once everything was done. It's not that hard. Just rotate display in your graphics settings. But you're going to want to turn up all your display settings to contrast. You're going to want to have brightness turned down. I think brightness turned down, but you want contrast and like contrast and color all the way up, so that way you can see everything to its fullest. You can see you got everything cleaned up, all my all the HDMI cords plugged in, all the lights are on. You can see the background for my computer is shining through pretty good with all the white, and there's some areas where it's dark, right? It's black, so you can't see through it, but that's mostly because it's daylight outside. It still looks pretty damn good. I like it, at least. That's all that matters. It's me. I see it every day, and I've got to be the one that's happy with it, and I love it. Saved me money. I didn't have to buy the fucking stupid snowblind case, that small ass screen. I got a huge ass 19-inch screen on here, so I'm happy as fuck. You can see all the lights in there. You can see the colors. All the fans are running, everything. Once everything's cleaned out, it does look pretty fresh. It also, when it's going pretty loud too, you can put movies on here. You can have little videos, GIFs going, wallpapers, you name it. I mean, you could even use this as a monitor if you wanted. You can have the lights kind of matching to the wallpaper and stuff, or to whatever movie you're watching. That way it'll kind of amplify the background even more. So like you can see I'm using a multicolored background, so if I had all the lights changed to different colors, it would feasibly look even better. Just because it'd be reflecting the lights that the colors are. Now I'm not quite sure I think there are more lights on the bottom of those EVG stuff, but since I have 2 graphics cards in there, I had to put them sideways. There's no getting around that. The side mount I had would not allow me to put 2 graphics cards side by side and everything else that I needed in there. So I had to figure out a way to do it, and this is what I came up with. But it looks pretty fresh in my opinion. I like it. Works for me, makes me money. My Bitcoin mining. Pretty much anything I need to do, I can do on this computer. Make music, songs, videos, games, gaming, anything. And people say, oh, you need a new graphics card. Nah, 1080 Ti for the Win Edition still works great. And my EVGA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti for the Win Edition still works great too. Both of these are great graphics cards. And my motherboard's also EVGA or EVGA. I prefer EVGA, but I hear a lot of people for some reason saying EVGA. So other than that, this is my build. If I missed out on anything, feel free to shout at me, let me know what you think. If I can help anybody, send me an email. If I can shoot you pictures, or if you need Skype chat, one-on-one talk through, video talk, where where you're showing me what you're physically working on, and I can possibly help you. Or even if you're sending me a video or something, I'll try to help out as much as I can. I really hope this helped people too. I'm trying my hardest here. I'm not super skilled yet in all this, but you know, don't take pity on me. I don't like pity. Other than that, let me know what you think. Leave a comment, leave a like if you like this video. If you hate this video, fuck it, you can leave a dislike too. I don't really care. But thanks for watching.